So we are talking about markets around us. We go to the market. It is necessary for us to buy daily things and more, that is vegetable, soap, toothpaste, masala, bread, rice, dal, clothes, notebooks, biscuits. So we make a list. It will be very long. And there are various markets which we visit. That can include a shop. It can be hawker stalls in our neighborhood. It can be a weekly market. It can even be a large shopping complex, perhaps a mall. So we'll talk about these markets and what goods are sold, who these buyers are, sellers, and certain problems that both face. So here is the list of an example of list of different things you would like to buy. So these are different markets, as you see. Somewhere there are only people sitting on a road or roadside. Somewhere there are well-built shops. So let us start with the weekly market. So weekly market is called a weekly market because it is held on a specific day of a week, say Monday, say Wednesday. They don't have a permanent shop, and the traders, they set up shops for the day, and in the evening they close them up. Then they can move to some other place next day. So there are thousands of such markets in our country, and every day things are being sold here. So many things in weekly market, they are available in cheaper rates. This is because the shops have no permanent structure, and they incur, if they have a permanent building, or say shops which have permanent buildings, they incur a lot of expenditure, like they pay rent, electricity fees to the government, pay wages to the workers that work there. And the weekly markets, the shop owners store their things at their home or sell at home, and they are helped by family members, so they don't need to pay workers or hire workers. And there are so many shops selling the same good in the weekly market. That means there is a lot of competition among them. If some trader has, say, higher price, people can go to other shop where they can buy it cheaply. So they have an option to bargain and also to bring the price down. So what is the advantage of weekly market? That most things are available there at one place. Like vegetable, groceries, cloth items, utensils, all can be found there. Variety of goods are there, choices are there. So this is Samir. He is selling clothes. So he's a small trader in the weekly market. So he buys clothes from a large trader in the town and sells them in 6 different markets in a week. And he and other cloth sellers, they come in group. They hire a minivan, and his customers are from villages that are near to this marketplace. But at festival times like Deepavali, Pongal, Holi, etc., he does a good business. Now, as we talked about the weekly markets, there are shops in our neighborhood. We want to buy certain things. We don't go to the main market every time. There are shops which are in our neighborhood. We may buy milk from the dairy, groceries from the departmental store, stationeries, eatables, and medicines. So many of these are mostly permanent shop, and there are roadside stalls also, like vegetable hawker. Every day he comes. Fruit vendor comes. The mechanic also has no permanent structure mostly in our neighborhood. So shops in the neighborhood, they are useful in many ways. First of all, they are near our home, and usually the buyer and seller, they know each other. So these shops also provide goods on credit. That means you can buy now and you can purchase later. We'll talk about this example one. So here is an example of Sujata and Kavita. they were sent to buy groceries from their neighborhood shop. It was crowded. They gave them the list, and after giving the list, the helper was he started begin to pack the items, and they looked around. There were so many things like detergent cakes, talcum shampoo, powder, etc. So in 20 minutes, all things were ready, and Sujata showed her notebook. The owner, the woman, noted the amount of rupees 1550 in the notebook and gave it back. And she also noted the amount in her big register. So the Sujata and the other girl, which was called Kavita, they just got the bags and came back to house, and now they will pay for the purchases next month. So this is how they can buy on credit. So there are different kind of sellers in our neighborhood market. Some have permanent shop, others are roadside. Now let us come to the shopping complexes and malls. Now here is a story. Let us see that. Now Sujata and Kavita, they went to Anzal Mall. It's a 5-star or not 5-star. It is 5-floor shopping complex, and they were enjoying in the lift going up and down, and it was pretty good, fascinating. It was. They can see the shop of ice cream, burger, pizza, and various appliances, home appliances, footwear, leather items were also there. Bookshops were there. So while they were just wandering, they entered a shop which was selling branded ready-made clothes. The security guard here, he wanted to stop them, but he couldn't do anything. So they went inside. They looked some dresses. They saw the price tag. None was less than 2,000 rupees, and they just whispered that in this amount they can buy more than one, that is 3 or 4 clothes at reasonable price. So this is the idea of shopping complex. There are other markets in the urban area. They have many shops. Popularly they are called as shopping complexes. So these are large multi-storied air-conditioned buildings with shop on each floor known as malls. Here you can get branded and non-branded goods, and advertising, because we have already seen that these branded stuffs are expensive, often promoted through advertising, and they claim that they have a better quality. And as compared to non-branded goods, fewer people can afford to buy branded ones here. So it's basically a market for the urban, you can say urban citizen. So these markets we have seen. So what is the chain of market? So we saw that different markets we go to buy different goods, but from where these shop owners they get these items or these goods? Because we don't there are factories, goods are produced in factories and farms and homes, but we don't go to the factory and just buy them, and nor do these producers will be interested in selling these kilo of vegetable or one plastic mug to us. So the people in between the producer and the final consumer, that is us, these are called traders. So the wholesaler, this wholesaler trader first buy goods in large quantities. For instance, they may buy say 100 kgs of a lot. Then these will then be sold to other traders. So buying and selling goes on. It is through these links of traders that goods reach faraway places. And the trader who is actually selling this to the consumer, he is known as the retailer. And this could be in a weekly market, a hawker, neighborhood shop of yours, or a shopping complex. So every city has areas for wholesale market. This is an example of some places in Delhi where these wholesale markets are. So every city has wholesale markets, and this is where goods first reach, and then they are supplied to other traders. The roadside hawkers, which we talked about earlier, these roadside hawkers, they just take small quantity, so that these may have buyed it from the wholesaler, and then the bigger wholesaler, like he may go give it to the other one, who are, you can say, the wholesaler of the one part of the city, like this. So the city wholesaler trader would have bought a large quantity of plastic items, say from factory, and he might have stored it in the godown. So this is the chain being set up. This is Aftab. He is the wholesaler in the city. So Aftab is one of the wholesaler. He purchases in bulk. His business starts around 2 o'clock in the morning, when vegetables reach the market. And the vegetable comes in trucks, matadors, tractor trolleys from farms both near and far. And then auction begins. So he participates in the auction, and he decides today that he will buy 5 quintals of cauliflower and 10 quintals of onions. Now he has a shop in the market where he stores these vegetables. From there he sells to hawkers and shopkeepers, who start coming in the market around 6 in the morning. So they have to organize their purchases so that they can start their shop for the day around 10 in the morning. So we have market everywhere, different places. They are selling variety of goods. So all these markets are in specific locality and work in a particular manner. So it is not necessary that one has to go to the market to purchase good. Now you have a phone, you can just call the departmental store, give them a list, and they can deliver you. Or you have internet, you can do online shopping. In clinics and nursing homes, you may have noticed sales representative, medical representative waiting for doctors. So they are selling. So buying and selling takes place in different ways, not only through shops in the market. And these we have seen, these shops are recognizable. But there are also which are not recognizable. For example, farmer uses fertilizers to grow the crops that he purchases from special shops in the city, and they in turn get them from factories. A car factory, if you say a car is being assembled, there are so many things which are involved here as parts. So the engine, gears, petrol tank, axle, wheels, these are from various other factories. So this is we are only concerned, or we are only aware about the final product, that is car, but other things we are not aware. Now when it comes to equality and market and equality, there are different people, like weekly market and shopping complex. There are different people which go and which sell. One is small trader with little money to run the shop, while the other is able to spend a lot of money to set up his shop. So these the earning is also unequal. The weekly market trader earns little compared to the profit of a regular shop owner in the shopping complex. Also, the buyers are differently placed. There are many who are not able to afford the cheapest of goods, but others are busy shopping, or shopping in the malls. So the money wise, or you can say market wise, they are different. So there is a chain. We have to understand about the chain, that from where it starts, from where it ends, and we need to understand that what we need to buy. If there are markets for every people, every good, and every earning or every earning level. Okay. So we'll talk about a story of a shirt in the next discussion, then you'll understand it better. So there are certain words being used here. Weekly market. These markets are not daily markets, but are to be found at particular place on 1 or maybe 2 days a week. So these markets most often sells everything that a household needs, ranging from vegetables to clothes, even to utensils. What is mall? This is an enclosed shopping space, and this is usually a large building with many floors that has shops, restaurant, at times even cinema theater. So these shops, most often sell branded products. And when we talk about wholesale, this refers to buying and selling large quantities. So most products like vegetables, fruits and flowers, they have special wholesale markets. And chain of markets, a series of markets that are connected like links in chain because products pass from one market to another.